Okay, so we're recording. Hey, Omer.
Hey, hey. Yeah, I'm good,
Yeah?
I can say. Yeah,
Oh,
I feel like
are
we're
you
a little bit
surviving
after.
this interesting period?
Yeah, beginning was quite weird, I would say. And yeah, as all of us probably, a lot of project got canceled. A lot of project that I worked on for the last even 2 years, like one project, and everything kind of canceled or postponed, which I take it as canceled in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But yeah, you know how is it? In the beginning you're down, and then you understand it's actually your problem. It's the
Yeah, you take
it's
comfort a little bit that, it's not only you, it's everybody.
yeah. In Hebrew you have this צרת רבים נחמה טיפשים, or צרת רבים חצי נחמה. So it
Yeah.
depends how you take it. But yeah. Anyway, now I'm fine in the studio working,
You feel things
busy
are
in a good way.
coming back a little bit now in Europe?
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
Do you feel like things are getting back to normality a little bit in the last
Yes,
week? Yeah?
yes, slowly. I mean, normality, no, but I would say like the new normality, or at least things are moving, and yeah, so at least the feeling is much better of the working process.
So you want to tell a little bit about the projects you offer to Framed? I just went over it again. Sounds interesting, and I'm curious to hear from you because quite
So,
enigmatic for me.
so maybe, I mean, I don't, probably the people who are going to watch us later on, they don't necessarily know what actually I'm doing or why,
Uh-huh.
so maybe, so I arranged like little folder.
Okay. You want to share screen to show some stuff?
Yeah, so I will share with you the screen. It's like some projects, some very new stuff, and some from the last year, I would say. Yeah, and through this, maybe I will explain a little bit
Cool.
about my approach. So just a second, I'm opening the screen.
Okay.
I have to say honestly that I practiced a lot that this is exactly will not happen, that I will open the computer and you will see all the screen with all the stuff. But here we are. But yeah, can you see now the folder?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, basically what I offer to Framed is yeah, actually I basically explain a little bit about my approach and about what I'm dealing with, and I'm dealing with senses, with identity, and recently a lot with memory.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm using also in my work. So maybe first I would say that I'm an artist and designer, visual artist and designer. And in the last 7 years, I'm using smell as a tool, as a material into my work. And I'm trying to take it into different directions. So it comes also from experience of food design or food experience, into a big art installation that combines smell and technology.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mostly interested in kind of speculative future scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's, yeah, I would say that's kind of like my practice. And in
How
the
is
last
smell and I don't know, smell is connected, or using smell technologies? I don't know exactly how do you do that. It's connected to somehow. future simulations or?
So I mean, at least the way I looking on those stuff, it's I'm thinking a lot about kind of services that we will need in the future, or you know, most of the time when we think about speculative future, I think most of us immediately think about Black Mirror, the series, or you know, like really chaotic and
Despotic kind of, yeah.
yeah, exactly. And so I'm playing on these both sides, you know, this utopia and the Black Mirror side, and I'm trying to ask question and kind of to trigger the mind of viewers through this kind of like almost normality. It's like it can be okay in one hand, but when you go a bit deeper, maybe it's like a bit frightening.
Mm-hmm.
And technology helped me, especially because I'm not a scientist. I don't have a huge lab, and so on. But the technology can help me basically to work with those material, or to record smell from one place and to move them to another place. Um,
How?
so maybe yeah, I will start with this. I mean, at the moment, I have an exhibition in the Trapholt Museum in Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically the last month of the exhibition, but I will show some pictures. Um, so this is basically the installation at the moment in Trapholt,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called the olfactory forest. Um, Olfactory forest, it's basically is project that talking about future experience in cities. And those projects always comes with those question of what if, you know, so what if cities will grow and we will be very far from nature, and to visit any forest or other nature resort will be such a such a trip, and it will be a bit problematic, but still we need this ability of like to smell nature for our health and for our well-being. And I think during Corona we all felt it, you know, like everyone in his own house and everyone wants to go to nature, and you need this need.
Mm-hmm.
So this installation is basically it's a wide room with a lot of mirrors and rattan poles. Rattan, it's a specific wood
Mm-hmm.
that shaped in different abstract shape, and each one of those poles actually contain smell, specific smell inside. And the
Okay.
smells that I collected in the forests of Germany. So how you actually collect the smell?
Yes.
Uh, I'll show you.
What does it even mean to collect a smell? I mean, I'm really, maybe I'm not updated, but
Yeah, it's okay. I think most of the people don't update because if you don't like really into this, it's just not something that used. It's used mostly for, I would say, for industry. So this is the machine. It's little pump
mm-hmm.
that can collect the molecules. Where is it? One picture jumped. Anyway, you collect the molecules around any item. Let's say you have a mushroom, and you cover the mushroom, and you start
Suck the
to
air?
collect
What?
to exactly and collect, and the molecules actually goes into a small tube. The
Okay.
molecules of the smell, they are a little bit heavy and a bit bigger, so we have ability actually to collect them into small tube. Then we go back to the lab, we put it into this machine, we mix the machine mix the smell, and actually able to tell you which kind of molecules assemble this specific smell.
Okay. And it can, like, what? Translate these molecules to the smell it creates, or just save it as a smell? I mean,
So it just let's talk about numbers. Yeah, let's say I will take your own smell and I will put it into the machine, and then it will tell me, okay, your smell it's made out of 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, and then I know actually to reproduce it artificially, but to create exactly the same smell.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know this technology even existed.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of advanced technology and really interesting. Um, and with this technique, I was able actually to go to nature and to collect different smell. And then we reproduce it in the lab, and we brought it into the museum, and the experience is like really, the smell is the smell of the nature. It's not something which is feel feel like or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here you can see some more. I don't know. I mean, I thought that we were talking about process in general, so I put some. I collected some pictures of the process itself.
Mm-hmm. It's like a model for the exhibition, or?
Exactly. It's model 1 to 10 for the exhibition, and here it's kind of like mixing the smells
Wow.
and
So
finding the right.
were people in the exhibition, or the exhibition is still running? Like people go and just in different specific small areas in the exhibition, they can smell different stuff, or do they have to kind of smell like I don't know, is it concentrated in something like in a box or in a?
It's a good question. I will show you this picture back. Can you see the little speakers here?
Yeah.
On the pole. So on each pole you have like very small speaker that plays sound that I also collect in the forest, but the sounds are very distant and they are divided from the surrounding. It's not that you hear like sound of a forest. You hear something very specific. And when you come in, you have kind of like smell of everything together in a way, but not something that you can really realize. And then you hear the sound, and when you come to listen closer to the speaker, you're basically able to smell immediately because the smell is on the pole.
Okay, I understand. Cool.
Thanks. Yeah, so that's the project that runs at the moment, and actually thanks to the corona it's still running because it's supposed to close, and now all the museums I feel like
coming back a little bit,
coming back and looking for solutions because those kind of arts, I mean in Denmark they don't have any more corona cases at all, so they're able to open the museum and let people to come and smell close by. But this kind of works, it's really problematic to present from now on in museums.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Crazy, huh? It's gonna change how it's
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a background for like what you.
So yeah, so this for example that's exactly. So this is one project that actually shows some use of the sense of smell, but as I told you before, not everything it's related to the sense of smell, but I'm doing a lot of stuff with experience. Actually, I have to say that I also research about you a little bit, and I thought that I will show you this this work. So. So yeah, I will show you this. So this is like a food experience events.
Okay.
That I'm doing together with Cecilia Verweyen, that she is my partner also in life.
Okay.
And
she's the girl in front here?
No. She's not in the picture actually, but it's called Create, and it's a project that combine artists from different fields together with chef for one stand evening that people are coming. They don't know where they come and what they're gonna experience, and they go through. So this event, for example, it's with a lot of people, and it's kind of like an edible carpet made together with Samar Abu Frecha. She's Bedouin Israeli, lives in Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
And we did this kind of experience dinner in Switzerland, which is huge carpet. People sit around and basically eat from outside inside, and it was different
Wow,
dish
looks beautiful.
things. Yeah, so yeah, as you can basically you can see everything in this picture. So basically, you eat a bread, you eat from outside inside. You have different food until you arrive to the main dish, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And in the same time, few months later, we did this in Switzerland, another event which is much more intimate.
Mm-hmm.
And what we can see here, it's actually dinner for two. It's called trio, but
Mm-hmm.
it's dinner for two. Because as you can see, the people are sitting with the headphones.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the trio, the three person. It's like existing, not existing in this room. And you have all the time this voice that talk to you
Mm-hmm.
and kind of control your mind when you are like sitting in front of a stranger having a dinner in an empty room.
And it's the same voice. They both of them hear the same voice.
So at the beginning, they both sure that they hear the same because it starts the same, but in
Okay.
one point it's not, and then people getting like confused here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, it's most about like kind of a chess game.
So what they get
And
like instructions what to eat and how to react, or it's they
so
just
it start actually uh, with combination from Hanoch Levin, and then that's what I told you that I just discovered yesterday about that you know him. Uh,
a little bit, yeah. Okay.
uh, so, for example, it starts with this Yesurei Yov. There's like this kind of a text that start with talking about the I would say the hard work of eating or for what we need it. You know
Mm-hmm.
how.
Every
Uh,
6 years, a new man is born, like right, finishing eating, and then you digest,
yeah,
and you wait a few hours, and then you're hungry again, and that's
yeah, exactly. And like for
cycle
what
of
we need
being.
all this,
Yeah.
you know, everything is kind of like this. So um, so it start with this. That's why both of them are listening for the same. But then this voice get his own personality, and he start to speak. And it was in French, so we basically I wrote it in Hebrew. We translated to English, and then to French. Uh, and this voice is actually really playing with your mind, kind of and ask you to do stuff that at the beginning you think, okay, it's fine, but then when you see the reaction of the other one, maybe it's not so fine, and it's about rituals and manners around the table. Um,
It's kind of a treat, like a experiment in human behavior in
yeah,
a way.
yeah. Um, yeah, and that's the setting, as you can see. So it's like
Yeah, it
really,
looks, the setting is really aesthetically it looks beautiful, like interesting. Okay.
um, and for frame, what we just started to speak, like, or what I actually wrote you about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's about memories, and I'm kind of collector in a way. I'm collecting stuff, you know, like everything that
Mm-hmm.
has any, yeah, that I find any interest in. And during Corona time, when I was in the studio and not able actually not to work, not to get new materials, not to, I started to bring out all those stuff and also pictures. And I collected pictures from the last 10 years. Um, And maybe before I go to the pictures, I will show you some stuff on the process that I actually I did this picture especially for you, I have to say. Finally, I found time, but so as I said, I'm also a designer and I'm doing object. And here you can see just lamp, like table lamp, simple table lamp that's made out of 3 cups.
3 cups, okay.
Can you see my the picture? The
Yeah,
screen?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's just 3 cups you can see here on top of each other. Here you can see it much better.
Yeah.
And all the parts are parts that I collected from different old pieces. So basically, it's everything secondhand that went through some adjustment.
Cool.
So yeah, more objects, and then this chair, which is also from leftovers material.
Wow, nice.
Here in the studio, it's like leftover materials and samples materials. And this wood here, it's basically related to the work
the
that I
exhibition.
started with.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's some mock-ups for small pieces that I try to bend, and I had them. So all together come.
Yeah.
But each part contain kind of memory from different art.
So you plan, like, you talk about kind of sculptures that are made of, random or not random, but different, like, kind of leftovers, I don't know, ready-mades from different places that symbolize memories or something like that. And then
exactly. So
how do you connect the scent and the smell sense into it?
So I'm in this part that I have this vision that I be able to create the smell of your memory. So let's say you and me are coming and say, wow, you cannot imagine, I have this memory that goes with me from childhood and I would like to change something there. Like, I don't know, maybe you had a fight with someone, you would like to react differently, you would like to do something else. So I would say, okay, after like short conversation, I will mix for you the smell and come with this smell and give you like safe space to smell, to go back with your memory and to change, to rewrite your memory in a way. On the other hand, if you don't have, let's say you don't have memory anymore, you lost something, say, I really need more memory from certain time, so I will give you this kind of kit that you will be able to smell and to say, okay, it's bring me here and there memories.
But can you come again? Like I tell you a memory that I have about something, and then how's the smell gets there? I mean, you like during, like, I tell you a memory and then you take a sample of the molecules, or, like, how do you plan to?
You will tell me the memory.
Okay.
That's what I'm working on, but kind of developing technique of collecting from your stories the core idea of the story, or the scent that really affect your mind, or really
It's kind of an analysis.
Exactly,
Okay.
let's say. And then out of this, I will go to the little lab. I will mix it and I will come and you will smell and say, wow, amazing. I feel I'm there. You will start to cry because you're back there. Yeah. So that's the.
But how do you analyze from words? You take words and you try to analyze them and to create, I don't know, the core of the story, or what you interpret as the core of the story. And then how do you create smell out of words? I mean,
so that's something that it's a good question. Yeah, I don't have like right or one answer.
Yeah, of course.
For this.
Yeah.
But I would say that the last years I'm doing in many places a workshop called story smelling. And that's all what this workshop is actually investigate. how to translate words into smell, especially because we all kind of know very well how to tell story by words, even by images or by icons, by emojis or whatever. But if you ask someone to talk about the sense of smell or to describe something, it's super hard. Um, so in this workshop, for example, we do different kind of exercise. Uh, so the exercise can come from the smell to the words, which is, I think, easy to understand. We smell, we imagine something, the first idea that came to your mind, the same story, and you start to write it down. But the other way around is basically to take the story that you have in mind and to take a lot of different smells that you have in front of you and start to create kind of timeline of storytelling by scent. Then I can smell it and move from the story, the beginning of the story through stuff, and then we change and we talk about it. And I have to say that it's quite impressive how many people able basic to do it
Mm-hmm.
and to speak about to understand stories of others, or to smell and to understand what's going on. um, but at the moment I'm really interested about actually how everything works mentally, or like psychology here, and what we remember and what we forget and why we do it, or how we can control it, how we can do like memory hacking, for example.
Mm-hmm.
um, and smell, of course, is just one side of it,
Mm-hmm.
or one tool for it.
Mm-hmm.
uh, but I'm yeah so if I go like a little bit back to what we talked about, collecting stuff for memory. So I want to show you also like this here, which is to collect stuff from nature but virtually. So I go with this, what you see here, it's a little 3D scanner.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm able to, instead of taking this wood with me, just to scan it and to have it as a digital file,
Mm-hmm.
in order to create this sculpture. For example, this is all fake, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we have here coral from Thailand, and we have basically this is mushrooms, like the inside of mushroom.
Okay, but this is
Like
3D. Like you printed the 3D printing, or
so it's molding. This is molding out of scanning. So I scan, I create the mold, and then I pure.
mm.
Um, some parts are also printed, not this one specifically, but some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, I mean, just to understand the size is something like that, yeah,
Ah, okay.
like the proportions. Or this guy here, for example, but this is bronze, and it's an iPhone holder. It's not really an iPhone holder, yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so I'm interested also about this, about how we can collect stuff, how you can collect memories, how you can collect objects, and yeah, and shape this memory in a
Mm-hmm.
different way. Um, so this is not related, like those sculptures has nothing to do with smell,
Mm-hmm.
but it's mostly about like having this really ability to play with the story. And this, for me, it's the research that I'm doing parallel all the time to understand also the smells.
Mm-hmm.
um, and here it's a lot of pictures actually that I collected from the last 10 years
Mm-hmm.
in order to basically shape the memory differently and combine different pictures from different times and different location into one story uh, under one book. That through this I'm also I'm trying to understand my process, or how I build concept, or how I work, or what is the method. I'm really addicted to methods. I love it. I love to have methods. I love to, to have structure for stuff. And so basically this is kind of to understand those steps. And there's like picture from like this picture, for example. Can you see it good? I see it a little bit.
Yeah, I see it perfect.
So this picture, which I took maybe 7 years ago, but then you have, sorry. Yeah, this horrible picture that I took in India long time ago of a body floating on the Ganges.
Okay. Crow sitting on it.
Yeah. A lot of part from my process, like I find myself taking a lot of picture while I'm working, with the phone, or just something happened. Then I take this picture, then later on it's related to something else. So, in those pictures, it's like I'm very interested in the process. Like the process for me, it's sometimes much important than the end result, or like once I done with the work, I move on. I'm kind of like not interested in this anymore. And I feel there's a lot of treasure in the process that we lose in a way.
Yeah.
So this project is also collect a lot of parts from this process.
Where is this one taken? The one.
This one in Rishon LeZion.
One before.
This one in Elat.
Ah, really? Okay.
What we see here, it's like in front of us, it's Jordan, the Red Sea, and here it's Elat. The southern point of Israel.
So usually you take a lot of just walking around, wandering, taking pictures, and then it becomes part that it's like intuitively the world, like, reacting to things you see, and then you somehow use these photos to reflect.
Exactly. So I most of the time I didn't use it. I was taking those pictures. It was on my phones. From time to time, I was like remember something that I saw, and then I went through. And in this kind of process, I just divide everything and follow all the picture from the last 10 years. And also interesting stuff are happening when you look on pictures that you took 10 years ago and now and during this time, and you can create really, you see kind of like different theme or different subject that you're interested in.
Yeah. Cool. Cool.
This picture, I mean, I don't know if you how you can
Like
see it.
paper?
Yeah, it's someone. I mean, I was behind him actually. He was like cleaning his nose and just threw it on the side, and it was in Switzerland. People don't throw anything on the side in Switzerland. And I was just walking behind him, and it stuck on the side. And I said, "Wow, it's really looked like a rose. It's really
Exactly.
catch my."
First thing I thought it was a rose, but then
And then I thought, okay, only in Switzerland, only in Switzerland you can put something and still it will look like.
Even the garbage. I'm sure if you will take molecules, it will smell like a rose.
yeah, and so on and so on. I don't know actually if I will use all those pictures, but as I said before, it's just like yeah, that's the process. Like to collect, to understand, to see. Uh, Here there's actually something funny because this picture I took in Tel Aviv, and I asked Cecilia to sit on this garbage on the side road, just as yeah, like little stool.
Uh-huh.
And year before we were in the desert, and then I asked her to sit on this stone to
Mhm.
take picture, and just now when we looked on all the picture, I found out that she were the same. And there's 1 year between them.
Really? Come
The
back?
same clothes, 1 to 1.
Can you come back?
You see, like this
Yeah.
red and black, red and
I,
black, and it's the same.
yeah.
I was like, wow,
I,
1 year ago. Like, yeah. Anyway,
yeah. Okay, man. Cool stuff. Super, super nice. Interesting. Yeah. Um, yeah. I really look forward to see what comes out of this. Yeah. Of this experiment.
me too. Me too.
Okay. So thank you for the talk.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Thank
See
you
you
for your
next
time and to
time.
listen to me
Next time.
so much. Yeah. Hope we'll see you in person.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be in touch.
Ciao.
Ciao.